Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Stryftek and I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. Is it worth your time? On trial today, GrayDawn. Made by indie developer Interactive Stone, this is the only game they've produced. This game was part of a failed Kickstarter that actually did launch with the help of a Budapest-based games incubator called Carbon. They helped with funding along with some PR and mentorship. GrayDawn is a first-person, psychological, religious, and I guess horror game that honestly left me scratching my head the entire time. While I'm playing a game, I'm always taking notes and writing down timestamps so I know where those are in my footage for later. These were my notes for this game. Yeah, let's jump into it.
You rejected me. You listened to the devil. You showed him confidence. You who until yesterday knew nothing of Satan. You so easily made him your trusted friend and master. I respected your freedom, although you owe it to me. You surrendered it to your fiercest enemy. You unwittingly became his aider and abettor, and you have paid for it with your misfortune. Above all, you failed to understand that your enemy used you to root their eternal evil in your kingdom, in the place where I put you, heaven, so you could never find peace again.
It's the year 1920, Christmas Eve in a remote village in England. You play as Father Abraham, a pastor working at an orphanage, blamed for the disappearance of altar boy David and the death of several other children. You must piece together the clues in order to prove your innocence, if you are innocent. The Steam page elaborates a little bit more, saying, you will be entangled in a terrifying adventure of a priest on a quest to prove his innocence. Guilty or not, you find yourself trapped in the middle of strange events involving a demonic possession and divine apparitions. The story is riddled with religious symbolism, metaphors, and things I just don't even know how to explain. I thought I knew a little bit about religion, but there was a lot that went over my head in this. When I got about halfway through the game, I started to think I was understanding this and I had an idea of where it was going. Then I put on a scuba suit and gave up trying to understand anything. You're constantly going between reality, delusion, a vision, and fantasy in an Inception-like manner. At one point, I was literally 4 levels deep climbing onto a pirate ship, and each time I found the item I needed to solve the puzzle, it brought me back up a level until I was back at reality. Ultimately, you get to the end and you do learn what happened to the boy in the part you played, but neither the good ending nor the bad ending really left me satisfied. Now, this may be because it's based on a true story, I guess? But my Google foo was lacking and I was unable to find what story this is actually based on, if any. The gameplay here is very simple. Honestly, it's sort of tough to call it gameplay. You walk around, look at things, and sort of solve puzzles. I say sort of because the puzzles aren't really anything you had to think about. Typically, the hardest part was finding the item you needed to complete the puzzle. So a good majority of my gameplay was just slowly looking around, waiting for the cursor to change to see what I could interact with. Their goal is to tell a story, so these puzzles are all directly related to it. They just often felt too obtuse and distracting from what was really going on. Like in this one, I had to move the picture around so it looked right and then concoct a potion to drink the potion. And there was really no puzzle to solve here. You're just looking around, randomly clicking, trying to figure out what goes where next. There wasn't like a book or a puzzle or something on the wall I had to decipher to figure out what I needed to do next. Just randomly clicking. None of the events were timed and there's no real sense of death or urgency. It felt like choose your own adventure books have more gameplay than this. Now don't get me wrong, games don't have to have super in-depth, mind-blowing puzzles and gameplay to be good. It's just in this case it felt so disjointed that it took away from the story it was trying to tell. The game looks pretty good for the most part. I played it on the PS5 and I believe the frame rate sat around 30 frames a second, which was okay. The game wasn't super fast paced or anything, so you didn't really notice that. It looks and feels very indie. The voice acting felt hollow for the most part. One thing that did shine was some of the music. It did its job, it helped build the atmosphere and kept you engaged, but there was one reoccurring melodic piano tune that was found throughout the game that I really enjoyed. So, is it worth your time? I'm gonna say no, but maybe I wasn't the target audience for this game. It's sitting on Steam at very positive with 689 reviews. So there's obviously an audience for this game and they do enjoy it. But at the price point of $20, it's gonna be a no for me. If the game ends up going on sale for maybe $5 or so, then yeah, maybe take a look at it.
Ah.
My name's been Stryftek and thank you for watching. If you made it this far, then the video's been worth your time, so feel free to drop a like or subscribe or comment down below. And I'll see you next time on Is It Worth Your Time?